WWE champion John Cena is the undisputed face of modern professional wrestling. And with a growing film career, Cena is steadily turning wrestling fame into Hollywood gold as well. But the road to triumph wasn't easy for Cena. The superstar champ worked and hustled his way into show business after experiencing some surprising setbacks in the start of his career. Here's a look back at John Cena's tough journey to the top. Childhood bullying. Although you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who'd pick on Cena now, as a kid he was on the receiving end of some serious bullying.
I remember the walk to the school bus at the very least 5 times. Shoved down.
In his younger years, he was relatively scrawny, so he started to pack on some muscle as a means of defending himself from his attackers.
By the time I showed up at high school, I was big. The guys who were pushing me down were kind of like, "We cool?"
Sports selection. While growing up in Massachusetts, Cena's father was a huge fan of professional wrestling, and he loved taking his sons to see WWF matches in the cheap seats at Boston Garden. But while Cena enjoyed watching the greats and reenacting their moves like a lot of young boys growing up in the 80s, he told the Huffington Post that he was actually more interested in proving himself on the baseball diamond or football field than in the wrestling ring. Despite the fact that he'd become a WWE giant in later years, he wasn't big enough for the professional gridiron. So he set his sights on California, where he unfortunately learned that there were way more careers than football that weren't the best fit. Odd jobs. After graduating with a bachelor's in exercise physiology, Cena headed to Santa Monica at 21 years old to be around the bodybuilding scene in Venice Beach, and also to prove himself to his father, who'd said he wouldn't last on his own for longer than 2 weeks. He told ABC News, "I left with $500 and an army duffel bag and hit ground in Santa Monica and just started working. No career, just working a job to make money to stay out there to spite my father, and the jobs were taking me nowhere." In addition to trying to make it as a limo driver and failing the highway patrol exam, he picked up a position as a bar bouncer.
Early 20s, and I was I'm sitting at the front door in a Hawaiian shirt 6 sizes too small with a blonde mohawk just like this.
Perhaps the strangest gig Cena found himself doing to make ends meet was his brief stint as a competitive eater. He explained, "I'm a Zeppi's pizza eating champion. I was broke and didn't have any food, and they had a promotion. They had really thick dish pizza. If you ate a whole pizza, you'd get the pizza free. So I went in there on a lunch break and crushed a pizza in about 20 minutes, and the pizza parlor guy's face dropped. He didn't realize that I was broke and hungry, so I went back the next day and did the same thing. Finally, he pulled me over and he's like, 'Man, I kind of know what you're doing. Just stop by for a free slice anytime you want.'" Near enlistment. This next part of Cena's early history can be a controversial topic for some wrestling fans and veterans. To promote his 2006 movie The Marine, Cena began incorporating dog tags and military elements into his WWE uniform and entrances, making fans question for years what branch Cena served in. The answer is none. However, he did say he almost joined the Marines while struggling to make it in California. He explained, "I just thought because of all the service branches, it kind of exemplified who I was as a 22-year-old. You think you're bulletproof and you can handle any sort of resistance put in front of you, and you're gung-ho to the hilt." But according to Cena, the very same weekend he made the decision to enlist, a chance encounter changed his life forever. Toilet to Tinseltown. Cena landed a job at Gold's Gym cleaning toilets while living out of his car. Despite working his way up and even starring in a commercial for the Gold's Gym franchise, Cena was about to enlist in the Marines, until fate stepped in. A patron of the gym overheard him discussing wrestling. Since he was training to become a wrestler himself, he made Cena the offer to train with him. Cena told ABC News, "I was already up to my eyeballs in debt, but I leveraged every credit card I had, paid a promoter out in Southern California, and learned the trade. Had we never had that conversation, I would have probably been honorably discharged or medically discharged from the Marines. And with that, a star was born." Cena still had to work his way through the ranks at the WWE, but while Vince McMahon wasn't sold on him right away, his daughter Stephanie McMahon saw some serious potential in the budding wrestler. She gave him the gig that would become a superstar career. The rest is wrestling history. Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.